Welcome back, friends. Today we are going to talk about world's most famous yet most effective tool of time management. Most people know about it, but few are able to actually use it to their advantage, and the results are amazing. The tool I am talking about is Urgent Important Matrix in time management. In the initial part of the video, we'll try to understand the overall process to use Urgent Important Matrix. In the later half of the video, in the last 2 minutes I would say, we'll try to understand the method or the strategy that we must use to make sure that Urgent Important Matrix gets subconsciously added to our mindset and we are able to use it without any extra efforts. For the sake of better understanding and implementation, we'll take an example of a guy called Salman. So Salman works in a corporate office wherein he has to meet deadlines daily. He has to manage a lot of crisis situations also, and also has to make sure that the process runs smoothly. For better understanding, I would also give his personal background to you. Salman has a wife and a 6-year-old daughter. They live in a nuclear family in one of the cities of India. Okay, so now let's start with the Urgent Important Matrix. Urgent Important Matrix has got 4 quadrants. As you can see in the topmost row and the vertical column, we have indications of urgent, not urgent, and important and not important entities. In quadrant number 1, we have entities which are urgent as well as important for us, which includes crisis situations, pressing problems, and deadline-driven projects. If something happens in my personal life as well, which is very urgent and important, it also gets added to the urgent important quadrant only. So for example, if the core job of a person is handling certain reports daily and then dispatching them as per the desired deadlines, then this becomes a somewhat priority situation. So an individual must pay his utmost attention to these situations and this quadrant. This quadrant includes items which should have an individual's own attention. For example, if something happens which requires certain skills which an individual only possesses, none of the other team members have that skill set, then he has to handle that problem himself. Also, if the timeline is very critical, then this work needs to be done by the individual himself in the desired speculated time. Now let's have a look at the important and not urgent quadrant. It includes activities like exercising, planning your future, doing things which are good for your personal growth and development, building onto relationships, doing things which will make you feel good, spending time on leisure activities which make you feel refreshed and yes, make you more ready for your job. These activities are not urgent but are very important in an individual's life. If these activities are ignored, they'll soon fall into the first quadrant, becoming urgent as well as important. For example, as we all know, exercising is very important. If we take care of our physical workout, then we stay fit and contribute more to our job as well. However, if we ignore it for a longer duration of time, this activity which is somewhat important becomes urgent as well. Probably a doctor will come and advise us that you have to do it now, otherwise your heart will fail or you will cease to exist. Again, activities like building relationships and spending time on the personal growth are very important. If I ignore them completely right now just to cater to urgent work, very soon I will cease to develop further. I won't be getting more job opportunities and also my personal growth will be severely hampered, which will reflect in my salary as well as my career graph. So in nutshell, quadrant 2 is very important. Never ignore it. But if on a given particular day due to some crisis situation we are ignoring it, it's okay, but you have to compensate on the very next day. Now let's look at the urgent and not important quadrant, that is quadrant number 3. This is the quadrant in which most of the times we have to work and most inefficient people also work in the same quadrant. What is the reason? Reason is that we often ignore bigger goals, life goals like staying fit, career growth, learning new things, addressing something very crucial at your job. The impact of the items in the third quadrant is so severe that at times we even forget the crisis situations, that is the urgent and important activities in our lives. Let's look at an example of a third quadrant activity interfering the first quadrant, that is the urgent important quadrant's activity. It might be very important for an individual to go to a doctor's appointment which he has taken for his own wife. Now, the appointment is at a particular time and a particular day. Now the appointment in the first quadrant is already fixed, but a person now has got some interruptions in the form of maybe say uncalled meetings, overextended con calls, some urgent reports which came out of nowhere, your boss gave it to you and now you have to do it in a particular speculated time. What might happen is you might forget about your initial appointment with the doctor wherein you have to take your wife along, and then it has far-reaching consequences on your life. It might also happen that you're working on a crucial deadline. It's your daily process which you have to finish by 5 p.m. Maybe at 4:30 you receive an urgent call from some other department. They're interrupting you to get some urgent reports which are important to them. It might so happen that you stop doing your own work and you might end up missing your own crucial deadline in delivering the reports to the XYZ department. Best way to handle items in the third quadrant is by delegating it to somebody else. These are not important, as we've already discussed, so they don't require your unmatched attention. They are someone else's urgency, not yours. You can delegate it to people. The fourth quadrant is the quadrant in which most inefficient people, and many a times we ourselves, operate. We have to introspect closely and be honest to ourselves to make sure that we try to avoid activities in this particular quadrant. This quadrant consists of activities like trivial work which keeps us busy but is not very productive, some unnecessary calls, some useless mails, activities which keep us busy, might look pleasant but they are hampering our growth and eating into our crucial time. These activities are neither important nor urgent. The best approach is to ignore them completely. Avoid them from your schedule. In case there are certain activities like this, either delegate it to somebody else or don't do them at all. Don't focus your energies on them. So that's about the fourth quadrant. Each morning plan your to-do list and then put all the activities on the different quadrants based upon their importance and urgency requirements. Focus on the most urgent and important activities. They are the activities which you must do by yourself. Also take due care of activities which are important to you because they will ensure your further growth in life. Delegate the activities which are urgent for somebody else, and that's why come into your urgent quadrant and they are not important to you. The activities which are neither important nor urgent, ignore them completely. Don't worry about them. Take them out of your schedule. In the start of the video, I promised you that we'll be talking about a very simple approach by which this urgent, important decision-making process could be a part of your daily routine without any extra effort. Now, most people, because of firefighting situations, because of crisis situations, fail to either make a to-do list or fit the to-do list into the urgent, important matrix, because of which they stop using it in the long duration. So let me reiterate. Best way is each morning make a to-do list and then put all the actionables in the urgent important matrix based upon the urgent important requirements. However, if you are not able to put this on a daily basis, what you can do is every time you have been assigned a task, ask yourself subconsciously what kind of quadrant it is. If it is urgent and important, do the task immediately. If it is important, make sure that today or maybe tomorrow you cater to the needs of the particular task and you have to make sure that the task gets completed. If it is urgent but not important at all, you have to delegate it, and if it is neither urgent nor important, forget about it. So let me repeat it in just one line. Even if you are not making a to-do list, even if you're not fitting the actionables in an urgent important matrix, you can ask yourself subconsciously whenever you receive a task that it lies in which quadrant, and based upon our discussion, you can take an action which is most suitable to your own growth and development. So the next time if boss asks for some crucial numbers and reports, which are also crucial for Salman's own appraisal, he should jump onto the activity, finish it with due diligence, make sure the boss is happy about it, and yes, he should do it with utmost care. Now, if there is an activity which Salman must learn to ensure his job growth, there is probably a course which he must do to ensure that he escalates in his corporate life. He should devote some time to it daily. In case he is not able to give time to it on a given particular day, on the very next day he should make up for it. While working on the urgent and important activities in his life, maybe personal, maybe professional, if Salman gets interrupted because of any reason, he should try to delegate that work to someone else so that what's important to him and what's urgent for him stays intact, and he should not fall prey to some activity which is not going to contribute anywhere in his growth. Lastly, Salman has to make sure that he is not engaging himself in any time-wasting activities. It might so happen that Salman spends a lot of time reading some unnecessary emails which are mass forwarded, not even his own consumption. It might also happen that he spends a considerable time sitting in a cubicle with other friends gossiping about the office colleagues. He should totally avoid such activities. He can pick other activities which are pleasurable also, which add to his leisure time, but somewhere lead to his own growth. So my dear friends, be smart like Salman, delegate the right amount of time and the right amount of resources to the actual task which is important to you, not on tasks which are unnecessary and could be avoided. Best of luck with your learning. Take care.